Hey everyone, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the ORPHIC Tarot. Okay guys, so this was a Kickstarter deck. This is not my first, but one of my first Kickstarter decks that I backed. Um, and it's one that I've been really excited to receive. And I'm so glad that it's finally here. It came on Friday. This is the box. So it's the Orphic Tarot, and she goes by A.K.A. SKYWEB. Um, so the box is beautiful. It's one of these kind of a type flip box, magnetic flip boxes. Um, the finish on the box is rose petal. So really, really nice. Just look at some of the artwork on the box. Even like, top and bottom, and at the sides. On the back, it says a fully illustrated 88 card tarot deck by A.K.A. SKYWEB. This is an intensely philosophical and deeply mystical deck inspired by ancient Greek Orphic mysteries and centered around the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. For inquiring minds and bold souls who are not afraid of unearthing forgotten truth from the fertile grounds of mythological archetypes. So, like it says here, it's based on the Orphic mysteries, the Greek Orphic mysteries. So some of it will be, like the Greek mythology that we know. Some of it might differ slightly, because I tend to find that with Greek mythology, it depends where you read. What just what how the stories go. They're slightly different. Um, the book, we've got a kind of a medium white book title, that's upside down, a medium white book uh, kind of a style thing here. This is the back and the front. You can see it's beautifully kind of illustrated and decorated. It's just there's no images inside, which is fine. You are getting, I really like the information that she's given us in the book. Because like for each card, you're getting an explanation of the god or goddess or deity that's on the card, and then you get a hymn to the deity, and we also get upright and reversed meanings. So it's explaining, you know, the um the the inspiration for the card and why it's been chosen for that particular card, which is good. Now you'll have noticed that when I was reading out the box, it said an 88 card deck rather than 78, and that's because there are 10 alternative major arcana cards. Um, and it's actually done in such a way where you could keep all 88 cards in, and I think I might at least initially try that. Um, so we'll see as we go through. Now, one thing I would say is that you know, uh, working with this deck will be easier if you know the Greek alphabet, if you've got some familiarity with it. I used it a lot in uni, so I can kind of piece together what what it's saying, and obviously it kind of gives you everything that you need in the book anyway. The deck itself, so these are the backs, beautiful design backs. So this is the kind of the Orphic egg. And you've got the signs of the zodiac around, and the four fixed signs at the corner. Beautiful. They are pretty much borderless. There's like a contrast between, like, so these are kind of what the minors look like, um, and this is the majors. The sides have this kind of a black holographic gilding, which is really nice. You can kind of see the colours there, the way the light's hitting it, almost. And it's a matte kind of a cardstock. Size comparison, I think it's more or less the same as your standard size, just a smidge bigger. You can kind of see it all round there, just a wee bit bigger all round. So let's zoom in a bit more, and we'll do a flip through, and I'll kind of try and kind of say who each character is as we go through. But we'll see how we get on. I don't want this to take too long. So here we can see that we have the number 0 or full, and this says Pan. So this is the Greek god Pan, who was the god of the wild. And we have the symbol for air up here, which the full is often related to. We have an alternative full, and this is Daemon. I think you pronounce it Daimon, Daemon. So both quite recognisable as the full, because you can see they're both kind of going off that cliff. But I think this is kind of with a lot of the cards that have got alternatives, you're kind of seeing light side and shadow side to them, I think, is the idea. This is our magician, and we have Phanes. I want to pronounce it Phanes. And can't quite remember who this is. This is an alternative magician as well, actually. In fact, this might be a good opportunity to have a look at the book and to give you an idea of some of the information that we get. Physis. So this is Physis, our alternative magician. So just I'll read out what it says here about Physis. So this card is an alternative and extra arcana to Phanes as the magician. Physis is a primordial goddess of the origin and order of nature. The ORPHICs titled her Protogenia, firstborn, along with Phanes, the magician. She is the explosive force inherent to matter, moulding it into its countless manifestations. Physis represents life, fertility, weather, and natural forces. She is undoubtedly one of the most powerful goddesses in the ORPHIC pantheon. In this depiction, she bursts forth from the cosmic egg as a fiery, almighty being. Her staff contains a coiled up salamander, a symbol of Physis's dynamic and transformative power. She holds her dagger raised towards the heavens, defying anybody to match her intellectual superiority. Physis represents the beginning of creation, symbolized by the A, or the alpha, above her head, standing for alpha, the first letter of the Greek alphabet. So the upright meaning that it gives us here is you have all the implements required to visualize and accomplish your goals. You may experience a baptism of fire, but all of your lessons will only serve to make you more cunning and resourceful. And reversed, you may be lacking the experiences necessary to progress. The skills you may not, sorry, the skills you have may not be at the caliber required to master your vision and bring it to reality. This lack of movement could have you feeling frustrated and stuck. Okay, so that was Physis. We then have Nyx as the High Priestess, who was the goddess of night. We have Gaia, the Empress. Uranus as the Emperor. So for the High Priest, oh sorry, the High Priest or the Hierophant. Now I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I think it might be Daike, and this is an alternative um, Hierophant card. Adikia, I want to say. For the lovers, we have Aphrodite, and at the top we have Eros, so Eros and Aphrodite. You can see the reference to Gemini here as well. The Chariot, we have Apollo. See the beautiful use of like just the black, white, and the kind of reddy pinks. Just really appeals to me. So 8 in this deck is Justice, and here we have uh, Themis, Goddess of Justice, and as an alternative Justice card we have Nemesis, who I believe is like kind of the counter, the kind of injustice equivalent. Our Hermit, we have Asclepius, who's God of Healers. Ten, the Wheel of Fortune, Hecate. Strength, 11, we have Artemis, Goddess of the Hunt. So for the Hanged Man, we have Hypnos. Death, we have Persephone. I think we might have an alternative death. I'm not sure, I'm going to have to look that one up actually. Oh right, okay, this is Hades. In Greek it appears to be spelled A or Alpha, Iota, Delta, Eta, Sigma, which is like A-I-D-E kind of S. I say E kind of because we have Eta, we have Epsilon. It's the same with O, there's a few different letters that kind of, I mean, you know, that can mean, you know, the E or the O. So Hades anyway. So we have Persephone and Hades who are god and goddess of the underworld, so makes sense to see them as death. Okay, 14 we have Hermes. So that's temperance. And we have an alternative temperance card. I want to say Mise, but I'm not sure. M-I-S-E. Mise, 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 Mise. For the devil, we have Kronos. You can see Cronus here depicted with his children in his belly. It's actually quite graphic. I just realised what I'm looking at. We have Zeus, or Zeus's Thunderbolt, I think this is, as the tower. So I think this word is Zeus, Astropius, which I'm taking it Astropius means Thunderbolt, because in the book it gives us Zeus the Thunderbolt. For our star, it's actually quite difficult to find sometimes. Yeah, so you see the letters are kind of just shown in the heads of these people. So we have Asteres, I think it is. 18. Now there's a few different, I think there's 3 moon cards. So we have Selene, we have Nea Selene, no, yeah, Nea Selene, which is new moon, and Panzelenos. I'll look it up. It just says Panzelene, full moon. So the moon, the new moon, and the full moon are the alternatives we have for the moon. For the sun, we have Helios. For judgment, Dionysus. We have the alternative judgment card, Mnemosyne, who's the Titan, goddess of memory and remembrance. Okay, and the world card, so this is the ORPHIC egg. I had to look up, so this basically is Omega Omicron Nu, which I think is pronounced Aun, but it's egg. It's the word for egg. Here we have Kronos and Ananka, and it's Cronus and Ananka are said to coil round the Orphic egg, and they break it, and it forms like the heaven and the earth and the sky, I think. And also, as an alternative world card, we have Thanatos, who I think was the god of death. Okay, and now we're into the minors. So this is Hera, our Ace of Swords. So we get the symbol here, the sword symbol. We get the Roman numeral for the number, and here this says Hera. Now it doesn't say it here, but in the other swords cards, we get the word for sword in Greek, Zephyr. So we get two, the sword symbol and Zephyr or Zephyr. And you kind of got to search for it, but I quite like that. I like having to really look hard at cards to find what I'm looking for. Makes me think about it. So this is Aries, I think. Eris. You can see that it's recognizable as the Two of Swords. We have the, the person crossing the two swords, and the book obviously goes into why that person has been picked for, the for the card. For the Three of Swords, so 3 and Zife. So Elo, I think I want to say. We have Eurydice as the Four of Swords. Bia as the Five of Swords. So for the Six of Swords, we have, so this is supposed to be the river Styx. Yeah, Styx. The Seven, we have Apate. So Apate was the goddess of fraud and trickery. For the Eight, this is Thanatos and Eurydice. So it just says here Thanatos. That's the Eight of Swords. So for the Nine, so this is Mesas, Oneros. In the book it says Nine of Swords Apate, but I don't think that's right. Ten of Swords. We have, this is Orpheus, and this is Ragmos. Orpheus Sparagmos. And this is the classic Orpheus and Eurydice story about how Eurydice dies and Orpheus goes down into the underworld to retrieve her. They're told that he can take her back as long as she doesn't look back. And I think one of them looks back and she's turned into a bag of salt or something like that. Okay, so we're into the court cards. So again, we have, Zifa, the word for sword. We also have the word for what they're using is the word for page. So this, I think, is uperitis. So this here, this upsilon pi, eta, rho, epsilon, forgotten what that is, eta, sigma. Uperitis is the page. So we'll see that appear on all the pages, and then beneath it we see Morpheus, who is the character, the character that's featured as our Page of Swords. For our Knight of Swords, we have Athena, and this word here, I think Epeius is what I want to say. Epeius is the word for knight. So Athena was the goddess of, battle strategy, of wisdom. Metis is our Queen of Swords, and the word for queen is Anasa. Anasa Zifa. And our king, Zeus. Let me move these out of the way actually. And I think Anaz or Anats is the word for king. So Anaz Zifa. Okay. So this is our, what suit is this? This is our cups. So Kalikis, I think it is cups. So Tethys, going back to the Ace of Swords in the book, that's not helpful. Yeah, so the suit of Kalikis is cups, and Tethys is our ace. Orpheus and Eurydice are our two of cups. Charites is our three. Charites being the graces, according to this. For the four of cups, we have Echo. For the five, so this is Paracon Orpheus, which I think means morning Orpheus. Morning. For the six of cups, I think it tells us who that is, but we have the satyr and the nymphs for the six. For the seven of cups, we have Melino. For the eight, we have Adonis, although Adonis appears to be on the flip side of the card, which is strange. See how this has got two sides to it. So Adonis for the eight, Bacchus for the nine. Bacchus. Dionysus is Bacchus, it says here. And for the 10, we have Heracles and Hebe. Oops. So our Page of Cups is Nereus. Our Knight of Cups is Poseidon, god of the sea. Our Queen of Cups is Thalassa. And we have Okeanos as the king. He was the Titan god of the earth's fresh waters. Okay, so on to the wands. So for the wands, we have the suit of, I'm going to say, Flogus. Flogus. So we have our ace. So this is Hestia. There's the Olympic torch. For two of wands, we have Heracles, the baby Heracles. The three of wands, we have Pythia. The Vestal is the four. For the five, we have Irenaeus, who are the Furies. For the six, we have Nike, goddess of victory. For the seven, Daphne. For the eight, it's Tuka. No, it's not. Daichi. For the nine of wands, we have Heracles and the Hydra. It's a really nice card. I love the red colour of the Hydra. And for the 10, we have Heracles' Labours for the 10 of wands. And we see the Labours represented here. Okay, Page of Wands, Prometheus. We have Ares as the Knight of Wands, Epeius. This appears to be Hestia. Yeah, Hestia as the Queen of Wands, Goddess of Truth. And Hephaestus as the King of Wands, who's the god of fire and metalwork. The blacksmith of the god. So he made the weapons of the god. The gods, plural. Okay, on to the, I think this is the last suit, isn't it? So the suit of coins, or drachma. So this is our ace. And this is Demeter. So this was the goddess of the crop, I believe, was Demeter's. Demeter is the personification of the abundance of the earth and shares similarities with Gaia, Rhea, and Physis. For the 2 of drachma, we have Persephone again. So this is a reference to the fact that Persephone spends half of her time in the underworld as goddess of the underworld, and half of her time in the Olympus, as Kore, with her mother Demeter. For the 3 of coins, or the 3 of drachma, we have the Morai, who are the fates, the 3 fates. So they measure, what's the word? They spin the thread of life, they measure it, and they cut it. That's what I was looking for. Atlas is the 4 of coins. We have Leto, the 5. We have Nike again for the 6 of coins. For the 7, this looks like Nephi. Yeah, Nephi, the clouds, with the nymphs who personified the clouds and the rain. For the 8, we have the Corybantes. So these are the 7 demigods devoted to the mysteries of the goddess Cybele. The 9 of coins, this is Semele. So Semele was a Theban princess. She was the only mortal to birth a god, Dionysus, becoming a goddess herself by proxy. And for the 10 of coins, we have the Hesperides, the daughters of the evening. So these were nymphs that personified the evening. Okay, and our drachma courts, we have the page, the apparatus, and this is Orpheus himself. Have the knight, who is Silenus. Our queen of coins is Rhea, the Titan goddess, and Zeus's mother. And we have Hades as Pluto, or Pluton, as our king of coins. Okay, so in terms of shuffling, the deck is quite a good one to shuffle. You can riffle shuffle it. I'm probably not going to be bridging this one, but it's pliable enough to riffle shuffle. It does maintain a bit of a bow though, so if that is going to annoy you, then it's maybe not one to be riffle shuffling. Maybe just the overhand. It's about the same size as your standard tarot deck, so easy enough to overhand. So let's zoom out a wee bit and we'll pull a couple of cards for the week ahead just to see the deck in action. So tell us about the week that we have. Oops, ahead of us. Okay, so the first card is going to tell us generally about the energy of the week ahead. So this is the 5 of Flogis, which is the 5 of Wands. And we have here Irenaeus, I think. Um, so the Five of Wands, right away, we can kind of see this kind of an idea of competition. This person's fending off what appears to be an attack, or um, some sort of hassle that they're getting from these people here. Um, it suggests that the week ahead is going to be quite fiery, quite filled with, maybe tension, maybe just kind of a competition, maybe a bit of healthy competition in the week ahead for us. Let's have a wee look at the book and see what it says about the Five of Wands for us. Just trying to remember what order. Here we go. So, Five of Wands, Irenaeus. So the Irenaeus are the Furies, and they are goddesses of vengeance, punishing men for their evil acts. They were one of the races born from the blood of Uranos' severed genitalia, Uranos being the emperor in this deck. The Furies were chthonic winged women with snakes for hair. During the Trojan War, the Greek leader uh, Agamemnon travelled to Troy to join the fight. However, he was only allowed favourable winds to sail after sacrificing his daughter, Iphigenia. Iphigenia. Wow, I'm not doing very well, am I, with pronunciation here? Um, to the goddess Artemis. When Clytemnestra discovered that her husband had killed their daughter, she became furious. While he was away at war, his cousin Aegisthus seduced his wife, and the two plotted and carried out Agamemnon's murder on his return home. His son Orestes enacts his revenge when he successfully conspires with his sister to kill their mother and Aegisthus. The reason for existence was their father's, Uranos, mutilation at the hands of his son Cronus. With the blood of his mother on his hands, Orestes gains the attention and wrath of the Furies. So this is a card that it says this may be a tense and chaotic time for you. There may be too many people competing towards the same goal or arguing about what to do. This conflict will limit your ability to further your objectives. So that's not very good vibes for the week ahead, is it? Let's see the next card I use to tell me how I can show up for myself. How can I do what I need to do to look after myself? So this is a swords card. Trying to work out, is this the 10 of swords? The 9 of swords, I think this is. Trying to see the Roman numeral. I believe this is the 9 of swords anyway. So let's see, 9 of swords. So the Oren, the Oneroi were spirits of dreams. They emerged each night from, sorry, I'm do this so you can see it, from their home in Erebus. The liminal expands between the underworld and the world of the living. The Oneroi pass through one of two gates, the Pili, on their journey to inspire or terrify those they visited. Okay, so Morpheus was one of them. I won't read out this entire thing, but let's look at the meaning. So it says, you're going through a hard time. Withdrawal from the chaos of the mundane world will help you address the anguishing thoughts that are paralyzing you. So it's going to be tough, and the way to look after myself is to withdraw from all the chaos. Okay, let's see what I can do to be there for other people, is the third and final card. So this is the Six of Cups, and this was the satyr and the nymphs, was it? Yeah, the satyr and the nymphs. So the upright meaning here is you may be experiencing feelings of nostalgia. Reflecting on good memories can be a healing experience. You may be dealing with someone you knew well from the past, someone who had a significant influence on you, or a specific event contributing to your recent successes. So maybe what this is saying is that I'm going to have to help out, be there for, someone who I've not seen for a while, someone from my past. Um, it's going to be quite a chaotic week. There's going to be a lot involved, a lot of kind of a conflict that we're seeing here. The way that I can really kind of do the best for myself, the way that I can be there for myself is by actually taking some time away to just process all of the thoughts, all of the mental energy that's going on. Um, and how I can help other people, well, appears to be kind of a hearkening, um, talking about something from the past, a person from the past who might be coming back for some help. So I might need to be there for them. I'm getting the feeling it's going to be something that I'm not expecting. So there we go. That apparently is my week ahead. So I hope that all you guys have got a better week ahead than what I've apparently got. Um, but yeah, anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope this was I hope that you enjoyed looking at this deck as much as I have. I am in love with the artwork. I know that it's quite heavy. I know that it's quite detailed. I know that in a lot of the cards you've really got to look at it to kind of find the finer details. I do like though that it is recognizable. If you know your Smith Waite depictions, then pretty much with most of the cards you can see what it is. So that's quite nice. But this is definitely going to be a favourite and one that I'm going to use a lot. So there we go, guys. That was the Orphic Tarot by A.K.A. SKYWEB. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of your day. Take care, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.